Hello, Cancer. My name is Echo, and thank you for joining me for your May 2025 tarot reading. As we step into spring, I invite you to enjoy an energy of renewal and rebirth. We did just move in here with our Beltane celebration going on the cusp of summer, so I hope you had a very blessed Beltane and enjoyed yourself. I would also like to invite you to look at your ascendant sign for these tarot readings to gain a more accurate picture of what May is going to look like for you. So without further ado, let's continue your reading and see what we have for you in the month of May, my dear Cancer. To start off, you have the Pig Spirit. Use your mind wisely. So you may be ruminating on the things that happened when we were in our quieter seasons, such as fall and winter. Depending on where you live, it may have been a long, particularly hairy winter, or it may have been a little bit more mild. During the dark seasons, we are invited to stop, sit in that moment of repose in our home space, which a Cancer is very comfortable in, and really ruminate on the things that we want to work on and prepare for times when we will need to be more vibrant and energetic and we will need to step into our power, such as spring. So use your mind wisely, and whatever thought you're putting into yourself and your endeavors, be sure that you're focusing on them in a way that is constructive and not tearing you down, because it would be unwise to stop yourself before you ever had a chance to get your ideas out of the gate, right? And just be sure that you're not mindlessly scrolling away and kind of what they call doom scrolling, because this kind of mind-numbing energy can be good when we need to wind down after a hard day's work, but it can inhibit our creativity and any kind of forethought that we might have. The pig spirit card, I would like to point out, if you're familiar with the expression when pigs fly, it usually points out the idea that something is very far-fetched or maybe something that can't be done. It's more like a fever dream, I guess you could say. And there are wings on this pig, sort of hinting at that expression and just bringing it to mind. So if somebody says to you, when pigs fly, oh yeah, right, like that's ever going to happen. Just keep in mind that naysayers will arrive. They do happen. And there is nothing wrong with daydreaming a little bit, so long as you're putting thoughts into action that will bring those daydreams into being. Next, you have the card of destruction. So destruction points out that something does need to come down. You may recognize what it is at this time. With Venus doing what it is, we are using that energy to point out what needs to be broken down in terms of relationships and what we don't find attractive anymore, not just in the world around us, but in ourselves. What does need to be stopped? This could be relationships. This could be communications with others. This could be habits. This could even be our way of thinking. It could be anything right down into our health regimen or even changes within the home space, things that just aren't working anymore. So you want to get in and work a little bit of feng shui. We did just have a moon in Taurus. So you, the Cancerian who's very comfortable in your home space, may be looking to make changes at this time. Whatever it is you're destroying, be sure that you're restoring it with new energy. Like we said with the pig spirit, use your mind wisely and take whatever you're knocking down with a replacement in mind so that you can continue on that path, because life is a series of moments, right? We don't want to live in the past and we don't want to look too far in the future and forget to live in the now. With the oracle runes, we have the card of Perthro. Perthro is the card of divine feminine magic. Now, the snake on this card is, in some cultures, considered to be an evil entity, but that's not how snakes work at all. Snakes are actually to be seen as symbols of wisdom, keepers of wisdom and great knowledge. And they would impart this wisdom to mankind. They were very powerful entities. So at this time, you are being encouraged to use your inner magic and co-create with spirit. I do have an oracle card in the animal oracle deck that actually says co-create with spirit. I believe it's the crow, so I'm a little surprised that didn't come out. But if you are invited to work with spirit on something and you feel sort of a tug at where your magic energy lies, where you can do the most good, follow that intuitive pull. Step through that door should it open up for you, because the month of May is going to present opportunities for you. And this is most likely because you destroyed whatever was not working to make room for the things that do. And like we said, we're talking about social connections and things that work with you on a day-to-day as well, just how you do life. So for this tarot reading, I'd like to throw some cards for you and see what we have coming. The tarot brings you the Ace of Swords, the High Priest reverse, and the Knight of Cups. Right. So the Ace of Swords is all about being victorious in an energy, right? You want to champion yourself. We were talking about putting things forward that mattered to you and releasing what does not. You do need to conquer whatever situation may be bothering you right now. I feel like somebody may still be in a stuck mindset from those darker months as we step into spring. Feel free to release that with the destruction card and let them go, and use your mind in a way that is constructive, right? Because we want to do something that's going to build us up and not tear us down. You're also being encouraged at this time to go forward with a very mentally clear energy. Clear your mind whenever invasive thoughts or stress start to overcome you, because the skies that clear in this card have the birds soaring high up into the clouds, right? So he can get that bird's eye view. So clouds in the tarot can indicate confusion or doubt, anything that keeps you from a clear mind and an open view, like that bird would get from high above in the clouds. So just I feel like that's very targeted. Okay, that's for someone specific. If you are in a very mentally blocked energy and you're not really feeling any victory or championing yourself, you're going to start feeling that in the month of May as you let go of what doesn't work for you and use your mind in a creative way, right? And use your inner magic with spirit. The two of you can work together on this. The High Priest in reverse indicates that you may not really feel like you're ready for something. He is the card of the rite of passage that talks about how the teacher grows into the teacher, is made from the student who becomes the apprentice who grows through experience and acquiring knowledge into the teacher, right? Talking about a growth in a rite of passage that helps us not only in the spiritual way, but in the development of ourselves and the world around us, our place in the world. So the two pillars at either side of him are pillars of strength, the foundations on which all of society stands, I guess you could say. What is holding that roof over his head, giving him shelter, the temple he's building around himself. But the two keys that cross him are the keys with the moon and stars and the sun. And I'll turn this upright for a moment. And they are talking about having the keys to the universe. You have the keys to success when you are in dark times, like those darker months. There's a sense of duality coming out here that I did not intend for this reading. And you have the keys to maintain the bright feeling and keep a good head on your shoulders and not really put on the rose-colored glasses, I guess you could say, when things are bright and sunny. So you have the keys to power, and we were talking about the rite of passage with the 3 tiers on his staff. This is actually indicating that you are going through a rite of passage at this time, and you really don't feel like you're ready for something. It may be a little bit of imposter syndrome. It may be because somebody put these thoughts into your head, or it may be because something didn't pan out exactly the way you thought it was going to, how you had planned. And that's okay. A door that is closed in our face just allows us to move into a new direction, into a new door. Nothing that's ever meant for you will pass you by. So if you've been held back from something you wanted or something you hope to achieve, don't stress. This is for a reason, okay? If you haven't gone through this rite of passage yet, you may have new knowledge to acquire, or it may just be that that lesson was not for you because it was going to lead you down a path that didn't give you whatever it is you wanted, right? We don't want to waste anything, any of our mental energy on doubt, but use your mind wisely. So the Knight of Cups is a slow-moving knight. He moves very calmly and very peacefully besides this easy flowing stream. And the clouds too are parting for him to let the sunlight in. As he goes forward to offer his cup to the world, he is also having filled that cup himself. You don't want to offer your cup to anybody if it is empty. So you're being encouraged in the month of May to fill your own cup first, right? Because you can't fill cups from an empty vessel. Put into yourself as much as you would into other people, if not more, because when you are ready to offer love to somebody or make those connections, you want to know that you have fulfilled yourself first and you're giving them something of value, because if you know your own self-worth, whoever you connect with will also see that self-worth, right? And they will love you for what you are. These are how genuine connections are made. You're also being encouraged at this time to keep an eye open for anybody who is offering a cup of love to you, because there is a good chance you may run into somebody in the month of May who is doing just that. So I'd like to see what you maybe don't see coming in the month of May, Cancer. what might come at you from left field. We have Cancers. You have the Star. So the Star is all about going to the water to create what is alchemy, a new balance. The woman in the card is pulling water from the well and dumping them back into the water, okay, into the river there. She is a symbol of balance. The energy that you put into something is the energy you're going to get back. And the wishes that you put into are not just wishes that go into nothing, they are wishes of true hope. They are the bright, shining star that guides us. If you notice the bird sitting here beside her, this is the ibis or the crane. I've heard it called both things, and I've seen it represented as both things throughout the different tarot decks. But it symbolizes the bird who moves calmly and peacefully and very slowly, if you've ever seen them among the shore hunting for their fish. But when they find what they need, they strike, okay? They grab that fish so they can go on, gobble it up, and keep hunting. So this is telling you what you don't see coming in the month of May is perhaps a time when you are going to need to strike. So you're encouraged to take that peaceful movement, get your mind right and use your mind wisely, embrace your own magic and dismiss what doesn't work. Okay, get yourself in a place of even keel where you can find your self-worth with this cup of love and champion yourself, right? All these cards are pulling together to say, get yourself right, because you are going to have a time when you're able to make that wish on the star. You are going to be encouraged to strike, and you want to be ready when that time comes. I would like to see what blessings my Cancer has in the month of May, because it looks like this is going to be a month of transformation for you. And that's fantastic, right? Because you want to move into spring with a place of renewal and rebirth. But this doesn't mean we have to chop away everything of ourselves. We do need to value exactly what does matter to us and the parts of ourself that have given us the most strength, right? Strength that you can continue to draw from, strength that you can use as wisdom for the future. So what blessings do you have for my Cancer spirit? What blessings are on offer for the month of May? Here you have the Queen of Pentacles. The Queen of Pentacles sits upon the throne, and the dog beside her is a symbol of loyalty, not only to yourself, but to your endeavors and to the people that put into you as well. You are dependable and you are reliable, and you're being blessed with the ability to be seen for what you are. The bounty that you've put forward puts you atop the throne. The Queen of Pentacles wants for nothing. She's the individual who sits among her lush rose garden. And if you've grown roses, you know they can be quite temperamental, especially with the changing of seasons. For some reason, I'm being called back to that dark winter and moving into spring. So you are being encouraged at this time to enjoy your lush garden, and you're going to be blessed with the ability to do so. But you're also going to be blessed with the ability to see where loyalties lie, not only to you, but in what you're giving to yourself, okay? So take those energies and use them for the pure magic we talked about in Perthrow, and transmute them in a way that works for you to keep that lush rose garden growing, to keep your bounty, your growth going forward. This may also indicate that you're getting new opportunities. I'm hearing the word opportunities. And this may be in a career field. You may come into a sudden spark of money or a boost of confidence that permits you to go for a job where otherwise you've been feeling a sort of lack, okay? So take these blessings and enjoy them for what they are, because this is spirit co-creating with you, like we said. So I want to see what advice you have for my Cancers in the month of May. What advice do you have for Cancer? We have the Hermit. Now, we were talking about the moon in Taurus putting us in a very earthy space, in a very, because the bull, the Taurus, can be very stubborn, right? We're very grounded in our energy, the Taurus. And you want to, well, not me, I'm a Virgo, but I know Taurus, okay? I have some Taurus friends and family. But when you're in your grounded energy, be sure you're not kicking into hermit mode inadvertently and getting stuck inside your head while you're using your mind. Be sure you're going forward like the hermit. The hermit goes into the cave to gather all of their wisdom so they can go forward and carry that lantern, carry that light forward to others. So this is telling me that you're encouraged at this time to take the knowledge, take the wisdom, take your own self-worth and all the stuff on this table, all your life experiences, all your know-how, and go forward with that. Shine that light out into the world, because you never know who may learn something from you with this rite of passage, where the student becomes the teacher. Go forward and shine your light and share with other people that which you have learned, and come out of your comfort zone whenever spirit calls you, because this is where true growth comes from. So I just want to pull a rune for you, Cancer, because I do pull these at random, and I feel there is a need to wrap up the readings with this. It adds a little bit more dynamic and dimension to the readings, I guess you could say. And no peeking. What's this one? We'll take this one. Isa. So Isa is the rune of winter or ice. Again, there's that winter. You may have been in a very stuck energy lately, but May is going to find you moving forward, all right? Because now you're aware of where you've been stuck. Keep in mind that the stuckness is something you can dismiss at any time, okay? You can break away the ice, you can move forward, and anyone and anything that is holding you back is not your ally. So address this stuckness. You're going to be blessed with the ability to do just that in the month of May. My name is Echo, and I love this reading for you. Thank you so much for joining me, Cancer. Have a blessed spring and a blessed May. I will see you next time.